Welcome to the Husky Football Review. I'm Chad Summers along with Hewitt-Trussville head coach Josh Floyd at Tuscaloosa County last Friday night, coach, and started strong, but just didn't finish the way we would probably want to, did we?
No, it was definitely a frustrating game. One that we felt like we let get away, unfortunately. Excuse me. We started out really well. I think our guys were ready to play. There's no question about that. I think we saw a lot of improvement from week 1 to week 2. Even though the result was not what we wanted, there were some things that we really got better on. And for a quarter and a half, we really dominated the game. Unfortunately, we still had a lot of penalties, which really hurt us. We've got to clean those up. And the encouraging thing is, I think if we clean a few things up, I think this team has a chance to be a really good football team. And that's why I try to tell the kids after the game. We don't need to lose our confidence or anything like that. We do have to learn to finish because we had a chance.
Well, and that was the thing. As I sat and watched the game, coach, there were some mistakes, and we won't get into officiating again, but from where I sat, it looked like the kind of mistakes we're making. It's encouraging the fact that the kind that can be corrected. It's not something you look at and you think is hopeless.
Right. Yeah.
And we shore up a couple of things, and we're in good shape.
Sure. Yeah. It was a lot of snap infractions, motion guys, all that kind of stuff. So I think those need to be cleaned up. It's funny. This weekend I had several people texting me saying, "Yeah, hey, you ought to have some officials out of practice." Well, we did that last week, so we already did that last week. We had a couple guys come out. We'll have some guys come out this week again. Just to help, make sure, but like I said, we did that last week and our guys handled it pretty well. We didn't see a lot of that stuff. So we just got to do a better job. Some of that is on me as far as the pace of the game, because we're trying to go fast, and sometimes they just won't let you go as fast as you want to go. And so I think sometimes what's happened is we were waiting to snap, and we probably should have. We'd already made a play call, and so I think our guys were it was kind of throwing us off balance a little bit. So really we've got to do a better job. If we need to adjust the pace of the game, if we do need to slow it down, we need to slow it down. Whatever that means, we're going to have to do a better job figuring that out as coaches.
Well, let's take a look at the highlights from last week's game under the call of Zach Steele at Tuscaloosa County last Friday night.
Thomas will roll to his left. He set up a screen. He's got Moore open with a little bit of room to run, a lot of room to run. Moore's going to take it across the 50, 45, and out of bounds inside the Tuscaloosa County 40-yard line. Second down, we'll call it 4 here. Moore bobbles the snap, he's going to keep it, and he's going to take it in for the touchdown. Moore will go in motion. Thomas back to throw. He's going to swing it out. He's got Street, who's got some room to run. Street's going to try to break a tackle. He's inside the 30, crosses the 25, and pushed out of bounds. Thomas will motion Cash, and he's back to throw. Looking over the middle, he's got a man wide open. It's Street. Street's across the 40, down inside the 30 to the 26, 27-yard line. Cash will be in the backfield again with Thomas. Thomas this time is going to keep, and he's going to take it the other way. Thomas will take it in for the score. Brown and Thomas back deep. TJ will kick this one high and short, taking it about the 6. That's actually Williams back deep this time. Williams trying to find a lane. He's got some room to run, and he's trying to make the corner, and he's going to take it to the house, it looks like, unless TJ's got some jets, and he will not. We'll send a man in motion. Fakes the draw. Oh, he's got Meadows wide open. My goodness. Oh, and he makes a catch. Thomas bobbles this one, and he's still going to make the corner and get in for the score. A lot of rotation in the Husky defense. They'll give inside, and he is brought down quickly. 24 for the Huskies. We'll see what they come up with. Thomas back to throw. Penalty on the play. Got a man wide open. It's Kyle Moore. Moore's going to take it over the 40, 50, and down to the 45, 43-yard line. Thomas going to take it back to throw. He's got plenty of time. He's looking for somebody open. He's got a man, and he's got a first down. Here comes some pressure, a slant pass. He's got a man. That's Williams, and he's going to take it in for the score. Touchdown, Wildcats. He's back to throw. There's your slant play again. He's open. It's tipped up in the air and caught. No, it's not caught. Back to throw again is Franks. Looking over the middle. It's tipped and almost intercepted. No pass rush to speak of. He's got a man on the wheel route, and he dropped it. Oh, he had Street wide open. Hard count. They're going to give inside this time to Burns. He's trying to make a man miss, and he's going to get to the outside, and he's got more room to run. Whoa! My goodness, and a flag comes in. Huskies don't look like they're playing and do an out-and-up play. And that's incomplete. Nicely defended that time by the Huskies, number 8. And we'll see what they dial up. Back to throws Franks. They'll only have a 3-man rush. He's going to try to take off and run, and he's down and sacked. Jaron Williams. Franks back to throw. He's going to get a little pressure. He's going to step up and wing one to a man wide open. And he's going to take it inside the Husky 30-yard line. He'll give again to Burns. Room to run. Trying to get to the outside. He's going to take it into the end zone. Broke a couple of tackles. And back to throw the slant pass. They've got Williams. He's got room to run. He's going to take it in for the score. He's going to pooch it. Again, Street on the run. Bobbles the ball, fumble. And looks like Tuscaloosa County's going to recover.
Coach, we come out of the halftime, and the game changed after halftime. It was kind of a role reversal from our first game with Gardendale. We were in opposite places, and we just couldn't stop the momentum. The mistakes we've already talked about, but the encouraging thing, like we've already said, is, you know, looking at the product on the field. You know, we won everywhere but the scoreboard. We outgained them by close to 150 yards, almost 500 yards of offense. Zach Thomas with another amazing game. You know, it's not just Zach. He's distributing the ball everywhere. And Dalton Meadows with a big game, 104 yards off of 8 receptions, and a lot of encouragement moving forward as we look at the rest of the season.
Sure. Yeah. First of all, I'd like to give Tuscaloosa County credit, because they did what we did the first week, you know, and they were able to you know, just stay in the game and kept fighting, and, you know, so give those guys credit for what they did. However, you know, we feel like we definitely were responsible for a lot of that and really hurt ourselves. Well, we've had pretty good yardage the first 2 games, you know, and we don't really care necessarily about stats always, but, you know, but we've had a lot of yards, and there's no telling what we can do if we can cut down the penalties, because I know last game we were close to about 200 yards that we lost on offense because of penalties. We had a big gain to Kyle Moore down the sideline. I think it was a 50-60 yard gain that came back, but because of a penalty we weren't lined up right or something. And so I think there's a lot of room that we can improve on there. So there's no telling what this team can do if we'll just quit making penalties. And from an offensive standpoint, I really think we have a chance to be really good offense, because a lot of these penalties have been on the offensive side of the ball. So we've got to do a better job cutting those out.
And your defense coach, man, there are some people putting hats on people out there.
They are. I thought our defense played really well. They played very physical, and we just kept giving them too many chances. I mean, at some point, you can only give them so many chances, especially when you're playing a good football team. Their quarterback was a really good football player, as you could tell. I mean, they had a good running back, good receivers, and so you can't give them that many chances. And you know, our offense, we just didn't get it done there in the second half. And so you look at the first 2 weeks, we've had a pick 6 for a touchdown, and we had the kickoff return for a touchdown. And so there's a couple of those that the defense obviously had. It wasn't anything that they did. I do think that, speaking of that kickoff return for a touchdown, that was a huge play, because it was 14-0. We had all the momentum in the world, and then they got a little momentum right there in the first quarter. So we've got to clean that up. You can't have special teams mishaps like that.
Yeah, a score on special teams will break your bag.
It's tough.
Yeah. Well, each week we are meeting the new assistant coaches this week as we introduce them to the community and you to them. This week we're going to meet offensive line coach Caleb Perry, who is new in town, and we're going to meet him right now.
My name is Caleb Perry. I'm the new offensive line and strength coach here at Hewitt-Trussville. Home is in a lot of different places. I moved around quite a bit growing up, but I played high school football in Arlington, Texas, and so I consider that my home. My parents live in Plano now, but recently I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. That's where I was the last 2 years. And before that, I was in Northwest Arkansas at Shiloh Christian, and also at the University of Arkansas, where I was able to play under Coach Houston Nutt for 5 years. I met Austin as a player at Shiloh, you know, when I got out of when I left college football, I was able to start working immediately with Josh Floyd, and Austin was a sophomore for us my first year coaching, and so I got to know him first as a player. And then as my last year at Shiloh, Austin was one of the coaches on staff with us. And so as I stepped away from Shiloh, that's when he kind of stepped in. So we had different times when we were at Shiloh. But I knew him the whole time. Absolutely. You know, coming to Trussville was, you know, it was a very easy thing for my wife and I. We knew Coach Floyd and of course Austin, and it was like moving to, and you already had friends where you were moving, so it was an easy thing. My wife was excited because she knew some of the other ladies, and so it was a good deal for us. We were excited to be here for sure. Yes, sir. We have 3 kids. We have a 7-month-old Lydia. We've got a 4-year-old girl named Asa, and a 6-year-old boy named Elijah. And every day is a party at our house. Sometimes it's a party at night when we're supposed to be asleep, but we're having a good time. The kids are excited to be here. You know, so everything is going great. Well, what I like to do probably the most for fun is I like to hunt and fish. I'm an outdoorsman. You know, I would say out of the 2, hunting and fishing, I would probably pick hunting. You know, my claim to fame, I guess, is I've killed 6 wild hogs with a knife in my hunting years. I've shot a lot of deer and had a lot of fun hunting. Grew up hunting. My dad and my whole family is a hunting family. But as far as the craziest thing I've ever done hunting, I would probably say that sticking some hogs with a knife was probably the craziest thing I've ever done.
Well, Coach, wrapping up, looking forward to getting on the field. That's the good thing about a football season is, you know, you lose, you got another game, you know, to redeem yourself 7 days later. So I know you're ready to get back on the practice field and on the field this Friday night.
Sure, we are. I mean, losing just stinks. There's no other way to put it. It's just not fun, and you want to get that taste out of your mouth. And you know, we're obviously playing a great team, a great program. Coach Anderson has, you know, he's the all-time winningest coach in Alabama right now, and so obviously he's got a heck of a program there. And you know, it's an honor to get to play a program like that, really. So we're excited about the competition, and you know, once again, we're just going to try to improve every single week, get a little bit better each week.
Well, that's this Friday night, 7 o'clock at Jackwood Stadium. Possibly the last chance you'll have to be at the old stadium, as they're hard at work here behind us. You can see them putting the letters on the end zones. They are really getting it done here. So in about 3 weeks, we're hoping against Oak Mountain on October 3rd, we're going to be in this stadium. But this Friday night, 7 o'clock at Jackwood Stadium, as we host the Vestavia Hills Rebels. Coach, good luck to you. Look forward to seeing you Friday night.
Thank you.
And come out and support the Huskies this Friday night. We need you. Big home crowd means a lot to the energy of the stadium. And we look forward to seeing you then this Friday night. Before we go, just a reminder that you can order any game or season DVD package of the 2014 season by emailing hthsaf@gmail.com. The game DVDs are a great keepsake for years to come as we remember the 2014 season. hthsaf@gmail.com. Again, for Coach Josh Floyd and Karen Johns, I'm Chad Summers, your host. This has been the Husky Football Review. Go Huskies!